Alright! This is Flying MacGuffin, and welcome back to the Wazirid Morocco game for Crusader Kings 2. Sadly, this is going to be the last episode of this, and it probably won't even be a full episode, just kind of a capstone to the campaign. I've lost all momentum because I have been on a hiatus for 4 months, 5 months, I don't know. I've been really busy, and the holidays are over. New Year just dawned last week, so I thought I'd get a fresh start on doing things. I actually want to go back and do some other stuff, but I think I kind of need to cut bait on some of the stuff that I'm doing. And this is the main thing. This is what people are expecting me to work on, and this is kind of a mess, as you can see. The main problem, aside from the obvious momentum loss, is that there's not really anything for me to do here that's not going to make the next game severely easy. I was promising that I was going to convert to EU4, which I entirely planned on doing, but we're not even to 1066 yet, and we've already gotten all of the goals that I really wanted for this game. Even more so because I've decided, I'm going to get this, and then I was going to go after Alexandria, but then some setbacks. So let's just take a look around the world before we end this. Start over here. We still have some Germanic provinces. Let's take a look at religions first. Still have some Germanic going on, but it looks like it's dying out. Along with Sumenusko over here. Slavic is still going real strong, but that's partially because, not partially, it's mostly because the Rus and Suomi dynasties countries are still under that, but we haven't had any what's the word I'm looking for here, reforms for them, because I think they're in the wrong place. Like, I think Slavic now has some Slavically sense. I don't know why they haven't converted. Beats me. Tengri's still there. This is owned partially by Serbia, which is Slavic also, so Tengri over here is dying out. Orthodox is basically where it normally is, Byzantine Empire holdings, until some of the Slavic guys will convert. Maybe, later. Shia is odd because it owns Arabia, and Sunni is basically this is where it was. Ibadi is a much more wide range than it normally is. This is relatively normal. Jainism still exists in an organized form, I think. Who is what? No, I guess this guy's Hindu. But the provinces are still Jain. Because of the expansion that was released midway into this campaign, a lot of this stuff over here was messed up. And it seems like some of the events were messed up because the Turkish invasions never happened. And they're supposed to. I mean, we had that problem when we were playing the Persia game, and it was real bad. But yeah, I think the Abbasids wouldn't have had a problem with it, honestly. One of the weirdest things in this game is that a lot of these places got divided into multiple pieces, like Serbia being in 2 places at once is weird. Alright, let's take a look at how the countries are divided. So Scandinavia is still kind of a mess. Suomi being the main... Well, I guess it's not necessarily... These are big provinces, and I think Sweden has more provinces. They're at war with lots of people, though. Barry? I remember that France was under control of the Normans, the Vikings for a while. So they Francified, there's Norman culture here even. They Francified the Danish. I think the Carlings still own the rest of this stuff. Yeah, they do. But hasn't been... Ireland is formed, but There's no Scotland. There's no England. There's barely even a France. Aquitaine is basically our stand-in for France, and Middle France even. Iberia is largely because I've been in this form, largely because I have been kind of helping it along when I was killing the Umayyads and making them revolt. Castile and Portugal are kind of the result of that, while this over here is the revolt of East Francia, now Germany. If it's still owned by a Carling, why are they Germany? They're still Frankish, even. I don't know. Could it have been that there was a German... Nope. I don't know. Italy is still doing its thing, and it's real big. They're not very strong compared to us, but they are. So when did they switch from being... Bavaria inherited Italy, and that's why it's changed to Italy. Because it starts out as being another country. I don't remember what it is. Bohemia is probably one of the nicest looking countries. It's just this kind of curving around Poland, who's also in a relatively sane shape. So like Central Eastern Europe looks the most normal, with the exception of this Italy thing here. Byzantines look relatively normal. Serbia's in two parts, so I don't know why the Byzantines didn't kill them early in the game. It still holds Sicily. The Suomi used to be the same dynasty as the Rus, but they split off a while ago. I thought that would be a really cool kind of super country, but it kind of broke up. And it looks like it's dissolving even further. Khazaria used to be a lot weaker, but they were granted a bunch of land after the Horse Lords came out, so it they seem artificially larger than their success in the actual game would dictate. So yeah, there's still quite a bit of Zoroastrian stuff over here, but nothing that's really under control of those people. So it looks like that's dying out, and the Zunists are gone also. I don't really know how to read the India map, so... in the Shia down here, it took a couple of invasions for them to stick, but they've stuck in Arabia, which is interesting. Compared to what you normally find Sunni in Arabia in these games. And of course we have the Miaphysites down here. What is considered the major religion? Monophysite. Okay, so Miaphysite is the heresy? Yes. Okay. And I think that really... Well, and the Papal State still exists. Ooh, Papal State. I don't think we had a crusade against us. We're just getting into the era of crusades, but there's nobody really strong enough to oppose us, so I don't think there's any danger of that. Oh, and Mali. They're existing. I could fight them with just my retinue. But I'm not going to do that. So what else? Let's take a look at the Chronicle. So we started out as a chief. I think we were even Shia. So we fought a bunch of wars. I'm just going to kind of skim through this. Where did we convert? Or did I make myself a body in the ruler designer? So we got a duchy here. I was very early in the game. And then eventually we get a king title. So this is where the Umayyads attacked us, and we managed to defeat them. That was pretty cool. Abdul Rahman the Cruel. That's still the same character. Yeah. Converted from Shia to Abadi. Here we go, right here. At this point, we're still tribal. High Chief here. Let's see. We won another war against the Umayyads. Okay. When does the first character die? Let's see, we're Umar right now. Here. So there we go. A grand ceremony in Gran Canaria. Great. Alright. So where do we get the king title? Another war. Aha, so this is where we get the Republic of Tlemcen. Yes, we fight the Umayyads again. Yes, Wali Emir is still a tribal. This is High Chief. Oh, no, okay, here. This is where it founds the Merchant Republic. So Wali Emir is the Wali is the mayor. Okay. So then we create the king title over here. Most Serene Republic. This is Morocco. I think it's Mauritania. Or no. Maybe it is just Morocco. Mauritania is the empire. So there was a Catholic uprising and a lot of stuff. Killing 3 cows. We had some heresies going on, fighting the Umayyads over and over and over and over. Is there anything else that really happened? Just went to the war against the Umayyads. A goat with 3 heads. A strange plague among rabbits. This is pretty peaceful, apparently. When did we get the Caliph title? I noticed that we're starting to see that. It's not an empire title. So, Wali Malik. Wazir created the title of the Abadi Caliphate. There we go. So, when do we get our empire? It doesn't change anything as far as our title goes, so I have to watch the portrait here. Fighting the... See, I created the Republic of Badajoz, or Badajoz, or however you pronounce that, over here, but yeah, it didn't stick. Empire title was after I create another one. Aha, okay, here. So we get an Andalusian revolt. Win the war against us? No. Well, yeah, I guess so. Well, maybe I did that on purpose. Where is... Is this the... I think this is the Empire of Hispania, right. So we're still not an empire at that point. Okay, so there we go. The Umayyad Empire. So it has to be somewhere... around here. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not reading it. Okay, there we go. Displayed his great power by founding the new Wizard Principality, which is the Empire. And then just fight to the end of the game. It's not really much of a difference from there to the end, because of we only really gained a couple of provinces. Well, a couple of areas. So, unfortunately, I made the promise that I was going to convert this to EU4, but I don't think it'd be a very good game in EU4. I've even tried to convert it now, and it was really weird, so we're not going to do that. And if I ran it to the end of the game, some stuff might be interesting. I may do that off screen just to see what happens. Just do a little bit of a hands-off and see where we're at, and maybe I'll do something with that. But for now, I think this is the end of this series. I want to thank everybody who was watching it, and I'm sorry for everybody who was wanting this to keep going, but after a 5-month hiatus, I've just kind of lost the momentum I needed to keep going with this. I was kind of struggling, I noticed, when I was watching the videos that I made towards the end of the series. I was struggling to find things to do, and planning attacks on the Abbasids. I think at the time I was just hoping that the Turks were going to invade, and then I would attack at the same time. And then when the Turks invaded, I was hoping the Byzantines and the Ubaydids would attack. But it never really turned out that way. And I was hoping the transition from Horse Lords would be a little bit smoother. But whenever you have patches and expansions come out in the middle of a campaign, it's always a little bit hard on older saves. So I'm going to call it here. I'm going to be working with some of my older series, seeing if I can do those. Well, the ones that I was working on at the end. I think I'm going to be restarting the Dark Souls 2 game, because I've kind of lost, a long time ago, lost the momentum for that. And the remake, I suppose, the 64-bit version of that came out. And I'm going to be working on Persona 4 a little bit more. Hopefully I can get my co-commentators back, but I think I'm just going to be continuing that on my own. Yeah, that series takes a lot of work, so it's not necessarily going to be a one-a-day or something like that. Maybe once a week or whenever I can find times to do that, but I'll probably be, instead of waiting until I convert a CK2 game to EU4, I'll probably just be playing an EU4 game. The Cossacks came out, and I was really wanting to play that. But I am going to be starting a new CK2 game. And it's based on an idea I've had for quite a while, and I think some people would be interested in seeing it. And for others, you know, we'll see. So I will see you next time on Let's Play CK2, and I hope you guys like the series.